welcome down to episode 192 of the Down South Photo Show with me, Brendan Waits, here in Ocean Grove, Victoria, Australia, and the guy on your other screen or in your other ear if you're listening to the podcast. It's Cam Blake in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. Hello, Cameron.
We just mentioned ears, didn't we?
We did. Yeah.
Not funny.
One of these days I'm going to leave that whole intro in by mistake, or that bit of banter we have before we come on air. And yeah, that'll get some traction.
I reckon straight off the bat, if we said to people, put in the comments if you want to see the intro to it, 100% yes. Everyone wants to see what we're laughing about before you go, hello everyone, welcome down.
There is a cutting room floor, but it'll never see the light of day, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm good, mate. How you going? You've had a big week?
Well, yes. So this is going to be a bit of a weird one because we're actually recording this more than a week before it comes out. For reasons which will become obvious as we go through, not least of which that the guy on your other screen or in your other ear is off on a three-weeker, basically. You got back to back to back, haven't you?
I'm actually away for just under 4 weeks this time.
There you go.
So I got a bit of a bender. So yeah.
A photographic bender.
Yeah.
And because we sometimes find it a little tricky to do these things when Cam's on the road or when I'm away, and we just thought it'd be better just to get this done early and then put it out later and see how that goes. But yeah, we'll just see how it plays out. But you're off to I'll remember. You're going to Sydney for an exhibition.
Yes.
And then you're going to the Flinders Ranges.
Yes.
And then you're going to Kangaroo Island with my good self and Cheryl.
Yes.
Well, you're going to Flinders Ranges with Cheryl as well. And then you're going back to the Flinders Ranges again.
Yes.
And then you're going back home.
That's correct. Yes. You are very, very good. You must have that written down somewhere, did you?
No. Oh, yes.
It's in the show notes. Yeah. So I actually take off. So we're recording this Wednesday night. I take off tomorrow morning. Yep. The lovely wife, Lisa, I got to be out of here by about 4:30 in the morning. And she just looked at me and said, get an Uber. So I'm getting an Uber. So 4:30 tomorrow morning, I'll be to the International Hobart Airport, which doesn't really do international flights apart from New Zealand occasionally. Up to Sydney to the Three Edge Gallery or Three Edge Framing exhibition, which is being held at M2 Gallery in Surrey Hills, Sydney. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Opening night's Friday night. There's an industry night tomorrow night that we're going to. And then Saturday and Sunday it's open. Sunday afternoon to meet the photographer. There's a few of us hanging around to tell some stories. I think there is tickets available still, I believe, or it might be all sold out. But yeah, I'll be in Sydney for the next 4 days. But by the time people hear this, there's no point telling them about tickets because it's already happened.
It doesn't matter. It happened a week ago.
Well, yeah, it was really good.
Well for you. It was awesome.
Yeah, great exhibition. Yeah, sold all my pieces, which is great. Yeah. Although I just found out today that Peter Eastway is doing the opening talk tomorrow night to open it up. So that'd be good. I don't know how to say hello to him from me because he is a great man. Yeah, I think I might have met him a couple of times through the AIPP, but I doubt he'd remember who I am. But it'd be nice to hear from him.
I met him at, I want to say 2014 when photography expos used to be a thing in Melbourne. Industry expos used to be a thing. And he was there talking on behalf of his magazine, Better Photography. Yeah. And it was fantastic. And I just went up to him at the end and just shook his hand and said, always been a huge fan. Awesome. Thank you. And didn't take any of his time and left.
Did you fanboy him?
I did. I've always admired, I think I've always purchased Better Photography magazine from the get-go. I think I was a subscriber to it for a while. And I don't know. I just like the cut of his jib, I guess.
I think one of the most valuable lessons I learned in landscape photography was off a comment that Peter made on one of my images that was in the AIPP yearly award thing that they used to do. And it did okay. It wasn't a great score, but he said something along the lines of, this, because he also doesn't know who it is. This photographer's done really well here. What they've done the best is that they've really exposed for the light that caught their eye. And that's always stuck with me. It's like, right, that's it. That's the bit that makes sense. You got to change your exposure, make sure it looks for that light that your eye's drawn to is the light that you should be exposing for. So, yeah. So I'll always remember that. So yeah, that'd be good. It'd be good to meet him in person. And there's one other person I know who's in the exhibition, Anita, who's actually one of our customers who came to the Daintree with Cheryl and I to do some macro. She's exhibiting, but everyone else I don't know. So it's going to be an interesting bit of a fact finding mission to see who people are and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do a bit of pressing of the flesh and all that sort of stuff. That'd be good.
Not sure it's one of those exhibitions, but yeah.
That's right. That happens at default.
I've got to figure out that. Maybe you can help me, but there's no point people helping me because this is going out after I've been there. But like I'm going there tomorrow. I've got like 4 full days in Sydney, and this exhibition's only open for a couple of hours each day.
Right.
So I've got to try and figure out the vivid light thing's on until the Friday, I think it is, or the Saturday.
Wait, well, you're sorted.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of people there, and I don't know if I want to hang out with lots of people.
Yeah. I'm feeling, I'm over people at the moment. I'm happy to get the less people, the better.
Yeah. So I've got to figure out. I've got a car, so I might go Blue Mountains for a day, or I might go up the coast a bit or something. I don't know. I don't really know too much.
I'll make a recommendation for you. Royal National Park, just south of Sydney, between Sydney and Wollongong.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. You'll go there. There you go. Okay. That's one of your days sorted.
Thank you. That's one sorted. The other one I might, like I said, I might even go up towards Newcastle or something like that and see what's up that coastline.
Yeah. Go to Ken Duncan's gallery.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Yeah.
He's at Terrigal.
Would he be there?
Sure. If you said you were coming, he'd make time.
Yeah. I get the feeling these days that when my name's mentioned, people walk the other way.
So don't be like that. Speaking of photocomps, I don't think I can say which comp it is, but I'm in the middle of judging at the moment. And how many entries do you reckon I'm going through at the moment, Cam?
Well, give us a little bit of a hint. Is it like a nationwide competition, or is it a
nationwide? It is a nationwide competition.
Are you the only judge?
No, there's 5 judges and 4. I don't know. There's more than me, and it's Australia wide, and it's heavily to do with camera clubs around Australia.
Oh, okay. I would suggest, how many entrants can each person put in? That's a good question.
I'm not sure, but I think 5.
Oh, if that's the case, I would suggest there'd be close to 5,000 or 6,000 entries.
I'm glad there's not that many. Now there's 1,200 images. So
is that all though?
Yeah, 1,200. And I think the way it works is they submit to their club, then the club narrows it down, and then it's club versus club sort of thing. So
yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah.
So it's it's interesting. Like I started judging today. I think it's going to take me the full 8 days or whatever I've got to do it, because 1,200 images is a lot. Like you've got to and you've got to stop and look and work it. You don't have to comment on each image, which is great. You literally just give a score and move on. So
are there different categories as well?
No. The theme is Australiana. So basically anything to do with Australia. So it's interesting because I saw a photo today from Bali, but anyway, that's another story. Well, I guess that's almost a state of Australia these days, isn't it?
That's where all the cockheads from Australia go. Was it a picture? Was it a picture of just some bogan guy punching on with someone else?
No, it was a picture of a heap of dudes surfing. So,
or maybe they could have been on their way back to Australia. They went the wrong way.
True, that's true. But yeah, anyway, it's been interesting to say the least so far. But it's sort of it brings me to a topic, but we'll tick that off in a sec because we want to show some photos first, because we like to do photos of. And I'm going to start with yours. I think it's your turn to go first, Cam.
Well, speaking, I went first last time, but that's okay. First, because we only recorded 3 days ago, I remember that. Back on your competition, we need to do a competition too, don't we? Should we roll one out on this episode?
All right. Well, you come up with one while we're talking about your photo. Right. Well, I'll come up with one, or you will.
We'll release our next photo competition after we've had our chat tonight. So somewhere towards the end of the competition, you'll have to listen to find out what the competition is. I think it's my turn to give a gift. I'm going to give a gift. I'm going to do my Cradle Mountain book, but I'm also going to give someone a Taz Photo Workshops hat. I've just had a whole heap of hats delivered, so I've got these new hats that someone can win. So if you want a hat and a book, enter this competition. But we'll tell you what the theme is once we figure it out halfway through the episode.
Can I have a hat?
Yeah, you can have a hat. I'll bring one to the Kangaroo Island.
Bring one to Kangaroo Island.
Well, hang on. What size is your head, though? Because you got a massive
head.
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Hang on.
If you got one over there that says massive, have a look through. There'll be large, XXR large, XXX large, and then massive.
Massive.
Oh, and they look pretty nice.
They're nice, yeah. Thanks to my mate Scotty at This Is Football in Cheltenham, Melbourne, who put them together for me.
Is it a
says
flex
one
fit?
size fits. It says one size fits most.
Yeah, exactly. Guess where my head sits? Outside that range.
I reckon it's going to be on that setting.
My poor mother. It's
Look,
a big melon.
I'll bring some along, and if they fit, if not, I can hand them out to guests on the trip anyway. But they're a nice looking hat.
It'll sit up nicely on the top of my head.
Yeah, they're valued at 35. Well, that doesn't fit my head. They're valued at $35, available on my website. But if you enter our photo comp on this episode, we'll send it anywhere worldwide. Hey, it fits.
And I tell you what, it would be an awesome prize for one of our daily photo challenges that we'll do on Kangaroo Island as well.
It will be. Gee, how big's my head getting? Jesus. I've been hanging out with you too long.
Comment below if you think Cam's got a big head.
Thanks. There you go. This is yours.
Yeah,
I'll bring it over.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Put up a photo.
There you go. How about? Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. That looks like mine.
It is yours.
Yeah. So this was taken just the other night. So starting literally this week is the Dark Mofo Festival from June 11 to 22nd. Maybe someone whose listing is coming down for that. Really cool festival that happens on here every year. Whole town turns into this sort of winter festival. They've big food halls, food vans, art installations, all different bands playing, whole different thing. It sort of brings everyone awake here in Hobart during winter. But I was walking around the other night because I do have what they call Paint the Town Red competition that's run by Hobart Tourism here. But I'm not going to be here for most of it, or all of it really. So I was able to enter some this week. So I went out the other day. I thought, I'll try and enter this one. I've won this competition once before, so I feel like I should try again. So I went out for a bit of a walk, and yeah, not long and behold, there's the Spirit of Tasmania 5 docked in Hobart. And the reason it's docked in Hobart is because it doesn't fit in Devonport, because we didn't build a dock big enough to have it there. But it's actually, to their credit, they're quite smart, the people down here. They've actually brought it down to actually make it, people can go on board and check it out while the festival's on. So people can go check out the new Spirit of Tassie and have a look around while it's docked there. So good promotion by Spirit of Tassie while they got tens of thousands of people visiting Hobart. So
question without notice, please.
Yeah.
Was it? Did they build Spirit 5 and 6 at the same time?
Oh yeah. We built 2.
Yeah. So I think so I drove over the West Gate going to the football on Monday, and I'm pretty sure Spirit 6 is now docked at the old ferry terminal in Melbourne.
That wouldn't surprise me either, because it fits there as well. It just doesn't fit where we need it to fit. The funny thing is...
How long before Devonport's ready to receive said ferries?
It's about 6 months towards the end of the year, apparently.
So by that time, they'll have to replace them again.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be out of date. So they sail this boat down and park it there. But to get back wherever it's got to go, it's got to have fuel, right? They've got to fill up the big diesel engines and stuff like that. So the bridge here at Hobart, which is a Tasman bridge, this boat doesn't fit under it to go to the fuel arges where the distilleries are to fill it up. So they can't fill it up down here. It's got to go back to Devonport to get filled up on fuel to go anywhere. It is the most ridiculous, and somehow someone hasn't lost it. There's been one person lost a job over this, I think, or 2 people. It is laughable.
Didn't you? Yeah, the state transport minister lost his job. I know that, but
yeah, and the CEO, whoever runs T&T Lines or T Lines, whatever, they resigned. But it's an absolute shambles. So much of a shambles.
Anyone who's listening who knows the show Utopia, this is real life. This is not an episode of Utopia.
Well, there's another episode of Utopia on the ABC about the Tasmanian Stadium.
Yes, so it's just started.
That no one wanted. Funny thing about this is last year in Scotland, I could have driven about 45 minutes from one of my locations and seen this docked in Scotland, where Tasmania was paying something stupid like $500,000 a week to dock it there or something like that. It was just so stupid. So anywho, I saw it there. I thought, hey, that'll make a good photo. And I'll probably enter that in as well because it's got red on it. It's all a bit of a red theme. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I like it. It's nice. And you shared with me another image. Now, were you happy to roll straight into this one?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. So this is
Wowza.
one I this is one
This
I
is something a little different for Mr. Blake.
It is a bit different from Mr. Blake, yeah. So this is what you call a stuff up, because I'll post up the other one that you can share in a second. But so I was using my little Leica camera, that's like my little street camera that I went around with, and that's all manual focus. And the first photo I took, I was in a bit of a rush because these lights were scrolling through different colors. So it was like red, green, blue, yellow, red. And I was like, oh, there it is, it's red. And I got under this thing that was there, this spiral, standing under it and looking up, taking a photo, like directly straight up. And it went green and yellow. And I, oh, bloody hell, I got to wait here till it goes red again. So it came red again. I went, oh, good, snap, quickly took it, looked at the back of my screen. I'm like, I didn't even focus that. Like, I was in such a rush. I didn't even try and focus it. So then I refocused it, and that's what the next photo that you'll put up there looks like. So that's what it looks like focused. And I went, that looks pretty cool. But then I looked at the one that was out of focus, and I went, I actually think that one looks more interesting. So I went with the out of focus one as opposed to the sharp one. But it was just a rush job. We went out with the family for dinner and was walking around the back of Salamanca and found this little structure. And I thought, that's cool. And then I just completely cocked it up. So I went with that instead.
I like them both, but definitely this one's better.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Way more interesting. That's bokeh in real life, isn't it? Like that's so cool.
Yeah. So I'll enter that one into the little competition as well, and see how it goes. But yeah, it was just a bit of a happy accident where I looked at it, I went, oh, that's crap. That's stupid. How did I not even focus that? And I went, oh, hang on a sec. You know, my problem, Brendan, I've realized lately is I don't keep anything a secret. I just put all my mistakes out there or things that I say, but this is not connected to that, as we know. You definitely know.
No filter.
No filter. But it seems to happen a lot these days where I'm just like, oh, whatever. Don't care. So, yeah.
No, I like it. And I just want to quickly, I want to talk about, we'll come back to my photos in a sec, but because we're talking about competitions and how I'm doing some judging, and you're going to enter that into a competition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have we lost the art of storytelling in photography insofar as when it comes to photocomps? Because I'm seeing, for some reason, I don't know, is it comp season or something? Like I'm just seeing photocomps left, right, and center, and people talking about them a lot at the moment. And you know, different publications do them, and the AIPPs and all this sort of stuff. Why are comps mostly set up for one image? Are there any comps out there that let you tell a story? So, case in point, like when we do our Mallee tour and we go to Swan Hill and we go on the Paddle Steamer Pie app, and I encourage people to tell a story when we're there, and that's generally opens people's minds up a little bit. So, and it sort of serves for any location that you could go to. Like if you go out and take photos, people listening at home, if you go out and take photos in the next few days, have a look at maybe trying to tell a story and trying to link a few images together, and then showing them on the screen as like a triptych, for example. So 3 photos, or whatever 4 is, a quadtich, or whatever you want to call it, or even just 2 images that are linked together. Quite often I'll take photos in sequence that tell more of a story than just one image on its own. So it's interesting to me that there aren't any sort of, it's not encouraged, it doesn't seem, where it's maybe photojournalism is one area where that's encouraged, where you're literally telling a story rather than 1,000 words in one picture. You got 2,000 words with 2 pictures, but seeing them linked together. I think that should be more encouraged. What's your take on that, Cam?
Well, you're right. It is definitely photo comp season. The Australian Photography magazine has theirs every year. That's where people flood the internet with their certificates that they got. Some people in our little neck of the woods did very well. Some people got some really good ratings, so well done to them. And then you've got like the Epson Pano Awards, you've got the Natural Landscape Awards, you've got the AIPP stuff. Camera House have an award going on every 2 seconds. There is some competition. I actually just entered one, which is only, like I said, I don't enter many, and that was the one of the, I can't think which was, the Natural Landscape Awards, and they actually allow you to do a project. So you can put in a series of photos that's a project. So the last time I entered this was a couple of years ago. I did a project on the west coast of Tassie with the coastline and then the forest, and did like coastline and forest as 2 separate projects. So there is some that do allow you to do a series of shots as a project, but a lot of them are set up to just be a single image. You can enter as many as you like, type of thing. But I don't know, photo competitions these days. I was actually talking to good friend of the show, Tom Putt, the other day. Checked in, and we actually started talking about this exact same sort of thing about competitions and what's going on. And he's very much a competition enterer. Person that enters competitions. And he was saying that he just won't enter many anymore because they're just too expensive. And it's just he just feels like now it's more of a cash grab than anything. And on the back of that, you can enter in, for example, 8 photos for $100 or something like that. Oh, but if you want to enter in a project, there's another 8 photos for another $100, and then you'll go into a different category. So, if you want to be a little bit skeptical, you could look at it and say, well, they're encouraging you to put as many photos in as you can, and they're trying different ways for you to get those photos in there. Is it just a bit of a money grab? Look, and that's going to split the crowd down the middle who thinks it's a money grab or not. But yeah, it is a bit funny when, I guess as well as the organisers, just thinking off my head here, that if they do come out there and say, oh, we want you to put a series of photos in and tell us a story, maybe the skeptics might also say, oh, that's just a cash grab. I just want to enter one photo and do stuff like that. But I think you're right. I think the art of telling a story, not in photography as such, but in the competitions, is almost completely lost because it's very hard to be able to tell the story in just one shot. Obviously you can, but like you're talking about, like a series of shots from a trip or an event or a moment or something like that. But I think they are mostly set up just for that one image. Again, you're experiencing what happens if there's 1 million images in one competition. Yes. Imagine they took the 10,000 people that enter these competitions and gave them a license to enter 3 times as much or something like that. Judging them would be a bit of a nightmare. And, I guess a lot of the competition.
Yeah. I'm only very early in the judging. I've only probably been through 150 photos so far, but of that 150, 2 or 3 were series. There was 3 separate, completely different images of one subject.
Right.
And then the first one that came up, I had to go back to the rules and read, the rules just to check it. Yeah. And nowhere in there did it say you couldn't do that. It had to be one canvas, if you like, one thing that I can look at on the screen at once.
Yeah.
So because I was ready just to go, give it a 1 out of 10 because it broke the rules, but there was nothing in the rules about that, which I thought was great. And I think that should be encouraged because I think it can be quite stifling if you just go to a spot and I'm just going to get one hero shot here, rather than, for example, let's use the Point Lonsdale Jetty, which is one of my muses I go to a lot to photograph. And, when you start looking at rusty bolts and an old rope that's tied to it, and then the birds come and land down here and the light posts and all that sort of stuff, I think that is a real freedom maker. In other words, it loosens you up. You're not just burdened with just trying to capture one great landscape shot. You're actually there, as I say, kind of photojournalist style, trying to break the whole thing down. And 9 times out of 10, mate, we're standing around waiting for light anyway, or we've got ages. So that's when you pull the big lens out or a macro lens and have to muck around with things in those. And I love seeing those images. It's almost like the lead up to the shot that you're after. And it's great. It's a great way to tell a story. And I think also Instagram Reels sort of helps a little bit with that now as well. Yeah. You see it all the time where people will go to a location and they'll show 10 photos of their trip to Hopeton Falls in the Otways, for example, where this is us down the stairs, but this was a mushroom that was beside it, and here's a little fern, and here's the waterfall, and that sort of thing. I just feel like people sort of forget, and that's a good timely reminder to, when you're at a location, shoot the hell out of it. Like, it's great practice if nothing else.
Yeah. I think as well, like there'll be people out there that'll be sort of maybe not shouting at the screen, but talking to the screen, saying that the competition is maybe about trying to capture that story in the one image. Like maybe the art or the skill of it, storytelling, is to be able to create a compelling image in just that one frame. Like you look at like Glenn Lavender, for example, an incredible street photographer. When he goes overseas to all these places, like his stories, his photos do tell a story just from one frame. You can sort of see the desperation in the person, or the stress in the person, or the color in the situation, or what's going on, or the location where it is. So yeah, I think it's a bit of I think it's horses for courses. Like, I think what you're saying about making stories out of a series of photos, or being able to share that story in a series of photos, is great. But I don't think that's for competitions as such. I think competitions are about that one moment that, is captured well. It doesn't mean people can't go and shoot the hell out of it and get that one moment out of those 20 or 30 shots. But I do like the projects ones that they put up there. I think, there's the one that I see that does it is all natural nature. So it's all landscape, but I think that could be opened up for other competitions, like, street photography, whatever, even like wedding photography or something like that, that series of shots that tell the story of the day, or whatnot.
And according to statistics, 60% of our listeners and viewers use Canon, so they're probably part of the Canon Collective. And if you're not, you should go and check it out. Canon Collective, I believe, do that. They'll set a theme.
Aren't they dead, Canon Collective?
No, I think they're still a thing. From recent memory, I think I saw something about Canon Collective still kicking on. But I know a lot of people that listen to the show have spoken to me about Canon Collective. I think, I'm pretty sure during COVID, they were quite big on doing themes, and they gave people a task to shoot and tell a story about a particular subject. But if I can just rewind to our good friend of the show, Mr. Lavender, where and I'm sure people know about Glenn, and if you don't, check him out. We'll link him below. He's been on our show a few times now. As Cam said, an awesome street photographer in places like India, for example, where he goes and shoots street scenes in India. What really resonates well with me is his BTS stuff. So he'll be there lining up a shot. He'll have someone holding a light. He'll have someone holding a reflector back here. And then he'll just run over in the background and use his iPhone to shoot a shot. And he puts that up on his website or on his Facebook. That I find fascinating. Seeing, wow, look how different it looks to what he actually captured. Seeing all this set up behind it in the chaos of somewhere like the streets of India. That's real. I love seeing that kind of stuff. And I actually love seeing it from all photographers. I love watching making of stuff to see how it was all put together technically. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. I would love to see like people who win these comps. I'd love to see an interview with them and say, and hopefully they've got photos of how it led up to that moment, and how they got that sound. Sure, a lot of them are off the cuff, one shot wonder. You happen to be there when the kangaroo hopped across the lake, but there's also other shots, other times when it was planned to the nth degree. The moon was going to rise at this spot at this time. It was going to be full. The tide was doing this, all that. I love that. I love all that sort of behind the scenes stuff as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. The Canon Collective did fold in 2020, but the Facebook group is still going for anyone who wants to check it out. Yeah. So, because I remember that was a big hoo-ha with all the ambassadors they had. Canon pretty much screwed all the ambassadors. They said, sorry, we're not supporting you anymore. See you later. Thanks for coming, Canon Collective. Away it went. But there is still a Facebook group. I just checked it out there. So, cool. Yeah. Photocomp's a funny thing. And maybe you should start your own photocomp, friends, and, design it how you'd like to be able to judge it.
I think by the time I've done with these 1,200 images, Cam, I'll be well and truly done with it. This is my sort of one hit of the year. I think every year, a couple of years ago, I had the best experience. I went up to the Colac Camera Club. I think I talked about this on the show at the time. It was winter. It was cold and crappy. It was rainy. I drove up to Colac and I went into this little tiny shed. Basically, it looked like a clubhouse of a bowls club or something, and they had their comp in there. There was 11 people, and they all had photos to show me, and there were some people who couldn't be there, and I went through there. I had the best time, and the reason I had the best time was because it was talking to people face to face about photography and about their photos. I really did enjoy it, and then it was just the right size for me, Cam. We've got the Geelong Camera Club here quite close. There's a lot of members that go to that. I don't think I'd want to get myself up in front of that many people, but these smaller little camera clubs, long may they live. I think it's fantastic. You get towns like Colac, or, you'd have a couple in Tassie, surely, that have got and there might not even be proper registered camera clubs. They're just like-minded photographers who get together once a month and share stories and show photos and stuff like that. I get more of a kick out of that.
Yeah. And I gather you're getting paid for this judging?
Hey, mate, I get a bottle of wine. They gave me can you get this? They gave me a check, God bless them, for my petrol money, and I ripped it up in front of them. I tore it up in front of them. That's ridiculous. I don't need that.
Yeah. Like we've got some camera clubs down here. There's a couple of small ones. There's a couple of bigger ones, and the judging's interesting. That's funny because I was doing the Beaker Street judging for quite a while, the Beaker Street science judging, and not doing it this year, but that's all come out now. Shout out to Chelsea, good friend of the show. She's a finalist in one of her shots, so congratulations to her.
Wait, to go to shots?
Yeah, check out the Beaker Street Science photo comp. Voting should be still open by the time this comes out. Go vote for Chelsea. It's a beautiful shot of the Fagus tree with this gnarly bit of wood with all the different coloured Fagus. Looks like traffic lights. It's very, very cool. So
I like it.
So yeah, good old photo comps.
I'll show you a photo if you like. This was Monday morning, so Monday was a public holiday. I think in Victoria. Was it in Tasmania as well, or just here?
Yeah, we also celebrated the King's birthday, which isn't actually his birthday. Yep.
Is it? It's not Australia wide though, is it? The King's birthday?
No, Sydney I don't think had it.
Yeah. So so it was cool. I've sort of started the day right, and I've been meaning to do this for ages, to get back out shooting. And look, winter in the Southern Hemisphere, the sun doesn't come up till like 20 to 8. It's fantastic. It's the best thing ever. You can, I can stop by somewhere and get a coffee and roll down and shoot this. And it's a bit of a sneak peek because I actually videoed myself while I was shooting this for the first time in ages. So I'm hoping to cut that up pretty soon and get it here on the channel. So keep an eye out for that. It might have already come out before this, but anyway, you'll know that if you've already seen it. Anyway, this is Queenscliff. This is it's starting to actually get known, the shed in the distance there, as Mel's shed, and that is named after number 1 ticket holder Mel, who took a fantastic photo of that shed, which I think I shared on the channel a few weeks ago. So it's become known in my circles as Mel's shed. And it was one of those sunrises where I sort of got up, looked out the window, and it's like, I think this is on. So I might have driven a little fast and got down, because it's about a 20-minute drive to get down here. And went out and just sort of got there, and the timing couldn't have been better. I got there with about 15 minutes to spare. I could see a little bit of color starting to happen. Now, after I got this shot, and I haven't got it here to show, but it will come up in the video on when I was actually shooting these, the sky went off. It just lit up all red and everything. So that was great. So I really enjoy that. That's an awesome spot to take photos. I think it's just called the Boat Shed Jetty at Queenscliff. So here on the Bellarine Peninsula.
Well, it's not going to be called that anymore.
Mel Shed.
I'm going into Google Maps here, and I'm naming it.
Please do rename it Mel Shed. MALS. Perfect.
It's Queenscliff, isn't it?
Yeah, Queenscliff. And while you're doing that, I'll just show a couple of other photos from Bellarine. And there's a theme running through these photos. Now, this was done. So I was meant to talk about this last week, but the podcast went for 90 minutes, so we sort of bailed on it. But I had a lovely gentleman come with me for my 4-day Bellarine Peninsula tour, which was between Great Ocean Road and when we spoke last time. And we had an absolute ball. It was so much fun. It was great because it was just the two of us, and we were able to be quite selective with the locations. The gentleman in question didn't have a heap of mobility, so he just wanted places that we could walk to very quickly. This is Barwon Heads. This is just at the Heads restaurant, the jetty out the front of that. Anyway, we got here. There was a southerly blowing. It was cold as ice, and we sat down to take some photos. And we very, very quickly, our minds turned to coffee, and it wasn't happening. And then I just sort of said, you know what, we're going to hold. I've got a feeling that the conditions are going to kick off. You'll notice on the horizon there was a band of cloud, the classic band of cloud on the horizon. Such a buzzkill. We know that's so good at taking light away. But I noticed it was moving and just starting to lift. So we hung in there, and then bang, it all lit up nice and gold for us. So it was pretty cool to be able to get that the little rails which lead to a step ladder off the side of the jetty. That's quite new. That's only just been installed in the last few months. So they gave us a nice little feature, and of course it had been raining, so the jetty was a little bit glossy and reflected a bit of the light. So it was good fun. And that's a lesson for you all to, hang in there, wait until that sun gets a little high, like a good half an hour after sunrise, and then you never know what you're going to get.
No, we've had some incredible sunsets down here over the last few days. Just crazy fiery sunsets, and like really
winter can throw them up, I reckon. I find we get those real crackers in winter.
Sort of
winter more often than not.
Yeah, they've been very cool. So it's good. I like the light on. I like the reflection on the wet wood.
Yes, yeah, it was really cool. I could even clean this up a bit more. I just noticed there's a bit of rubbish there in the foreground stuff, but once again, just rush the edit, Brendan, no problem. And then we, the next morning we went over, no, actually the morning before we were over at the aforementioned Point Lonsdale Jetty. And it was a real bummer of a sunrise, like nothing was going on. And then all of a sudden, pop, it just nudged its way through a gap in the clouds. I reckon that was there for all of 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So luckily we'd already stalked out our foreground with this massive big pile of kelpie seaweed, and the waves were washing around it with the good old Point Lonsdale Jetty in the background, and a little sunburst for good measure.
And a little seagull or two on the railing there. That's nice.
Yeah, helping out, trying to give me a little bit more foreground. So, but that was as good as it got that morning as far as colour in the sky.
I think it's interesting. It's a really good point. A lot of people think that these moments just take, that happened for an hour. You could have been there for an hour. Some of these moments literally take 10, 30, 1 minute. That's it, and they're gone. And that's why it's so important to be there early and get set up. Even if it looks like it's going to be absolute poo, get there early, set up, wait for something. Because, you do get those little 30-second moments where you're like, oh, shit, the sun's out, press a button. Sun's gone, let's go. So, but a lot of people think, oh, it must have been like that all morning. No, the sun moves, it goes up and down, and we can't change it. So,
and in winter in the southern hemisphere, and hello to anyone who's listening in the northern hemisphere, leave a comment if you're listening in that. We used to have people.
There is. There'd be hundreds of them now, I reckon.
People from the UK would tune into us.
I reckon there's a few closet listeners in the UK.
Yeah, okay. Well, they need to subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing. I haven't said that for months on this podcast. Thanks, everyone, for subscribing, liking, and following along, sharing us around.
Do we care about subscriptions anymore? There's
a big subscribe button down there if you want to hit it. It's free. Right. Subscribe. Why not? Then you'll see more of this stuff that we like to talk about. Sorry, what were we talking about? I've distracted myself again.
You were talking about Southern Hemisphere sunsets, I think. Like our sunsets here at the moment, I shocked myself the other day. I went outside, I'm like, it's 4:45. It's dark. What the hell? Our sunset was 4:45. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it gets late early, as we say at this time of the year. But it was what I was going to say was that because we're like, you're much souther than me, you're way further south than I am. Mm-hmm. So you don't get twilight at this time of year. It sort of switches off and it switches back on again at sunrise, and it happens pretty quick because the sun is so far in the northern sky now. It actually almost alarmed me when I went to Queenscliff, just how far in the northern sky it actually is.
Yeah.
It happens every year, Brendan. Like, why do I forget?
Yeah, but we do. Like, we go through, like, the years go so quick. You'd think we remember what happened 12 months ago, but we don't always. We go, oh, hang on a sec, what's going on there? Exactly. So I was just looking at our analytics. Yeah, and I'm just trying to see. A lot of our people are from Australia, of course.
Yes.
But the next number of people is from America. So we've got a few people in America who watch. So g'day to you guys. And then United Kingdom. And then we've got 849 views from India. That was that New Year's Eve episode that got trashed in India for some reason. Canada, Germany, Brazil. So yeah, we're getting a few.
Hello, everyone.
We've actually ticked off a lot of countries that we've been listened in.
Comment below if you're not from Australia. I want to see comments happening down here. Speaking of comments, I just wanted to go over a few of the comments that we got from last week's episode. One particular comment I picked up on, and I actually got the lovely Jane came into my shop, and who was on the Great Ocean Road trip with me and lives here in Ocean Grove. So she pops in now, and we talk photography a lot. She made the comment as well that, Cameron, you're an artist. So like it or not, but you are.
Thanks, Jane. Jane's getting a good run on this show. I think she should come on for a chat.
So Lynn I'm assuming your name's Lynn, but whatever. Lynn something on, I can't even pronounce that because it's numbers and letters. I left a comment on last week's show that said, selling yourself a bit short, Cam. You control what is in the shot and what is not. You determine how to handle the light. Both those things, when done well, create the emotional connection with the viewer. That is what art is. And you are certainly the artist creating that image for people to see.
Ooh, okay, so it's obviously rubbed a few people the wrong way by not
No, it's rubbed them the right way. They're encouraging you.
Right way. Yeah,
because
that's good.
You were a bit hesitant to call yourself an artist, but people are saying, no, come on.
But again, like you could even argue there, like that's subjective. Like if I don't want to call myself an artist, then that's okay, isn't it?
Bad luck. We're going to call her an artist. Too bad. Bad luck. Another comment. Hi, Brendan from Ocean Grove. That's me. I went to Ocean Grove for the first time recently, having abandoned the nation's capital in favour of Geelong. That's out of the frying pan into the fire. We'll have to drop by you sometime.
Sorry, that's not an upgrade, is that? It's a downgrade.
Don't get me started. No, Geelong's a wonderful city to drive out of.
Yeah, shit football team. I hate Geelong.
You are a Hawthorn supporter. It's in your DNA.
Yeah, but even if I wasn't, I'd still not like him.
Another, hang on. Here we go. This is from Ash Jane 9411. Once again, another great episode and lots of interesting topics, guys. Can't wait for the next one. Well, here it is, Jane. Ash Jane, sorry. I stumbled across a quote recently. The earth is the art. The photographer is only a witness. Young Arthur's Bertrand. Yeah, that's a good one. The earth is the art. The photography is only a witness.
That suits me better, Ash Jane. I like that one. I might even copy that one, and
that's one you can hide behind. And we also had a bit of a discussion about so not only can you call yourself an artist, but when do you call yourself a photographer? And Marco Wolfart, 1987, in my opinion, you can call yourself a photographer when you realize you really enjoy taking photos. When you've got the hang of it, and you start seeing photos everywhere and not necessarily thought about, but when you realize you'll take photos for the rest of your life. Most people may not realize it all explicitly, but thinking in retrospect, we can get that. But I don't think English is his first language. I like this, but that's B. I won't be judging anyone who thinks otherwise. So there you go. That's interesting, isn't it?
Now,
different times when you can call yourself a photographer.
Yeah, that's right. I'd also like to read one of the comments out. I think it was from your wonderful Malaysian customer who said you still owe her a drop bear, and you kept the bloody hoop snakes and you can keep the hoop snakes and the leeches. So
hello, Sue. It's great to have you on board. I'm glad you're now an avid podcast listener, Sue. It's Sue. She was the best value, and I really hope she comes on one of our joint workshops to Kangaroo Island or the Tarkine or somewhere like that, because she's a ripper. You've left me with some wonderful stories, Sue, and your photos have been coming through slowly. So keep editing. I want to see more. Thank you.
She also sings, from looking at her YouTube channel. She's a singer.
She's a trained opera singer.
Wow. And she definitely needs to come on one of her trips.
We were only 2 rooms apart, and I heard her opera singing in the shower.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that as well. I had a girlfriend years ago whose sister was a opera singer. And I think the first time I went around to the house for dinner, like the nervous go around, I was like 20 or something. And I went around there, and as I'm walking up the driveway, I could hear this person just screaming and warming up the vocal cords. I'm like, what am I getting myself into there? It's an interesting noise to hear when you don't know what it is. But it's awesome. So
yeah, it's very, very cool. So Cam, you've got another topic that you're adding one as we speak. But who said we'd make up this show on the fly?
I must remember something. So, so a couple of topics. First one, this is a real touch one. I saw this just today actually, because I'm a Leica lover now. I shoot Leica because I have to. So apparently Leica is now being potentially bought out or half bought out by one of these sort of conglomerate companies that buy out camera brands and take them over by another brand out of China somehow. There's all rumors going around that they're discussing a deal for at least 50% ownership of Leica and then potentially buying the whole thing later on down the track. So that would be very interesting. like Leica's, Leica's one of the original brands and massive sort of history and culture behind it. So watch this space. It might be something that eventuates by the time this episode comes out or not. But
there we go.
There you go. Yeah,
slow down on it there.
Yeah. So
Chinese private equity firm HSG emerges as leading bidder to buy a stake in Leica camera. So does that mean they're buying them out completely or just getting in on the ground floor?
They're trying to buy out a company that's already owns 45% of them. And then there's whispers that they're going to go and buy the whole thing. So Blackstone Incorporated, they have a 45% stake in it. So
I hate pop-up ads. They can get in the bin.
Yeah, they do. Especially when they're inappropriate for a podcast. No. So anyway, watch that space. But the other thing I was thinking of having a chat about was just exactly what I did this week. A lot of people get to winter around their own little, neighborhood, and like we've just been talking about, the days get shorter, the days get colder. The mornings are a bit harder to get up, and it's sometimes I find that it's really hard to get motivated during the winter months to go and do stuff. Like if we're landscape photographers, we all go out, if there's a big snow dump or we're going away on the weekend to check out a town or whatever, like that's cool. But I think there's a lot to be able to shoot around your own little local towns and communities, which is what I did the other day. Obviously Hobart's a bit of a bigger town, but so just a bit of a chat about trying to encourage people just to not put their cameras away for winter. Obviously if you're not coming on a trip with us, that's your bad luck. But, there's so much still to shoot around your local communities and things like that. You like Brendan does, like there's local footy and sports going on. You can go practice that. Winter, okay, it might be a bit dark and gloomy, but you might get some interesting weather in the region. If you live on the coastline, you might get some cold fronts coming through. If you live up near the mountains, you might get some snow. So, don't pack it away over winter. A lot of people I think they get a little bit gun shy and just hibernate. And maybe just go out only with their camera clubs, and that's about it. I think you should go out more. Like you look at for guys in the UK, like the people like Thomas Heaton and things like that, and Nigel Danson. They're out all the time. Doesn't matter what weather. They're out exploring their local regions, checking out places. There's probably still a little bit of fungi around if you go do some fungi photography, or the other day up at Mount Field with those snow gums. If it's been raining, you get into the forest. They're fantastic. So just wanted to try and maybe put a little bit of a pedal to the metal for people to get out there and keep shooting through these colder months and try and test yourself a bit. I know Felicity Johnson, good friend of the show, also been interviewed on the show. She went out to, I think, Macedon Ranges the other day, and she was only out there for a couple of hours, but got these incredible foggy forest and, dewy cobweb shots and things like that. So just encourage people not to hibernate, get out there with your camera, because you lose it, you don't use it, you lose it. So get out there and keep practicing. And
I would actually go so far as to say, in my humble opinion, it's the best time of year for photography. Winter. The light is generally more subtle, and I think we have a tendency to lean towards softer light as landscape photographers. And you don't get shots that are quite as contrasty as you get in the height of summer. Harsher light in summer. So I really like that. And particularly where I am on the south coast of Victoria, we can get some really dramatic seas coming off Bass Strait, and further along the coast out to the west where it's basically coming straight from Antarctica. So that's fantastic for that. But you're quite right. Like things like dew on the ground and dew on cobwebs, absolutely fantastic shots. We've got a couple of spots here where, and everyone's got them. Every small town or every city in Australia has got a spot where I guarantee you haven't been yet with your camera. So 100%. Seek that. Go and find that, and look up. Find a spot you've just in your back of your mind. I've always wanted to go and check that out. And we've got a road here on the Bellarine Peninsula called Knights Road, which I think I'm going to have a crack at trying to make famous. It's got this fantastic. It's not like Kangaroo Island with the tunnel trees, but it's not far behind it, and it's got that road that sort of disappears. And I'm just waiting for the next foggy morning. I'll be straight out there. It's got a cracking old dead, I don't know if it's an oak tree or something like that, right at the end of a laneway. That's just going to make the best photos. So seek that sort of stuff, and scratch the itch. You think you've shot it all, you haven't. There's no way. It's impossible. You can't have shot it all, even in your local area. So Go and find that sort of stuff, particularly in winter, and also make note of where the sun is in the sky, and then go back there in 6 months' time. It'll blow your mind just how far across the northern sky the sun travels between winter and summer, particularly in the southern reaches of Australia, but even in Brisbane, like it's still. It amazes me in Brisbane how quickly it gets dark when the sun goes down in winter. It's like someone just pulls the cord and it's dark.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even that's a good project. Those ones that do a photo from the exact same location, every month or every 3 weeks or something like that, and you put them all together, and you can see where the sun does like a little S curve through the sky where it comes high and then back through over a whole year. It's very impressive. So get out there and like I said, explore your local area, like local park, gum trees that are wet, all those different things, but give it a crack. But I think that brings us on to maybe our photo competition, which I've just changed the theme of it just while we've been talking. All over. So I think new photo competition. So this will be running until the end of July.
Yep. So hang on, let me just work this out. This is going to go. Yeah, let's do it to the end of July. Fair enough. Yep.
End of July. You have to go to the Down South Photo Show Facebook page. There'll be a pinned post on that page where you can submit your images. You can submit one. You can submit 1,000. Doesn't matter how many you put in there.
Don't submit 1,000. Don't submit 1,000.
Someone put 1,000 in, please.
Don't. It's actually your comp, so put 1,000 up. That's fine.
The winner will get a brand new Tas Photo Workshops hat, along with a Cradle Mountain Overland Track book, which we haven't got many left, actually. So the theme of this one, the Tassie have Paint the Town Red at the moment here in Hobart, where you got to take photos of things that are red. I want you to paint your town winter. So over the next month and a bit, I want you to create some really lovely local winter shots. I don't want to see someone who lives in Melbourne taking shots of Kosciuszko. It's got to be local. It's got to be within your 30-minute radius of where you live. Trying to encourage you to get out locally, and whether or not it's a nice path or it's a nice reflection out of a puddle or whatever it might be, but it's got to be wintry. So it's got to make us think, that's the middle of winter. So can't be a 40-degree day photograph from last summer that you want to put in there. So check out the Facebook page, Down South Photo Show on Facebook. There'll be a pinned post. Add it in there. We'll give it to the end of July. We'll pick a winner in August. August. And then call it coming. It's ridiculous. And then we'll send you out a nice prize for those who win, or that person that does win.
Excellent. And coincidentally, I am speaking with John, who won our comp last time. He's sent in 4 or 5 canvas prints for me to do. He wants me to pick one of them. Oh, and also shout out to Shaz Bang, who's sent me a lovely photo from Milford Sound that she did on New Zealand workshop. That's and she's getting a 24 by 36 inch canvas done of that shipped up to Gympie. So I'm looking forward to getting that done.
Is that the one with the dead tree in the foreground? Yeah, it's a crack, that one.
That is.
She actually sent me, g'day Shaz Bang. She sent me an email the other day about she wants me to critique some of her images, which I will do, most likely when I'm in Sydney when I've got a bit of downtime, Shaz. And she said, don't hold back. So strap yourself in.
Send them into the show. We'll chuck them up on the screen and do it live on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll rip your photos to shreds like we did last week with Mel.
We certainly will.
No, she's a classic. So she's coming on some workshops still, which is great. Funnily enough, my Utah trip this year, which we've had a bit of trouble selling, I think because of that T word that we don't want to mention, ends in prick. So I think I was almost going to drop another word there, but I didn't.
Oh God! Now we're on a list. Good on you.
I think prick. I didn't say the other one. But next year just sold out. We had 2 people booked today to sell out the last 2 places for 2027. So our last trip to Utah next year is completely sold out. We're not going to Utah again in 2028. We're going to be going to Yosemite National Park and changing it around a bit. But just weird. Like this year, we've got 2 people, Sally and Joe, who I'm actually really excited about. We just said, bugger it, let's just go. Let's have a great time and let's explore it. And you know how good that trip is. And we'll see how we go with just 1 car. I think it's going to be pretty cool fun, actually. So, but yeah, it's just weird how it just happens that all of a sudden people just sell things out. So
it doesn't rain, it pours.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Yeah. No,
have you got any shout outs?
no, I don't. Well, not that I can think of off the top of my head. No, I haven't come prepared, but I do want to mention dsps.com.au where you can head over and buy us a beer. Thanks to our weekly beer donators. You know who you are, who basically you can jump on there. You can buy us a beer, you can buy us both a beer, you can buy us a jug of beer, or you could buy us a box of beer. So, and it all helps to running this little podcast. So please jump over to dsps.com.au if you feel like it.
But the cool kids usually buy us the slab. But Mel had, thanks to Mel Haddon, who has bought us a beer. Sarah Egan has just bought us a beer today.
It's JE.
Yeah, SJE. She's still floating around. And I believe that Peter Langdon also bought us a slab last month. I'm not sure if we mentioned him or not.
Give it up to Pierre.
Yeah, so he did well. I don't know if that was apologies for anything, but he said it through. So yeah,
but Peter's having a great time at the moment. He came with me. Well, he came on the East Coast Tassie with you and I, and then he chucked himself down the Great Ocean Road with me a couple of weeks ago. And he's now trying to convince his wife that he should go on more photography workshops every year. I think he should too.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think his wife probably is on. She should let him do it.
I think she's quite happy to have him out the door.
Yeah.
Shout out to Antoinette. Hello, Antoinette. You wonderful person.
Didn't Antoinette lose her head?
Yeah.
Was that Antoinette?
Yeah. Probably.
Anyway,
my history's not great.
My shout out is to a good friend of the show and great friend of ours as well, helping us with Cheryl. Cheryl now is potentially the owner of a new big white wildlife lens. She bit the bullet, and she probably hates me saying this. I've now probably set her up for getting robbed or something. I don't know, but yeah, she's got the 150 to 400 lens that I used to have. She's now gone and purchased it. Got an incredibly good deal from Mark at DigiDirect. So not sponsored, but you'll see that probably in Kangaroo Island because she's bringing it to South Australia with us. So, and I just want to do a little cheeky plug. My ebooks have been going really well. The first one was on an overall how to take better landscape photography. Then there was one about composition. The next one's out on the 1st of July, not the 1st of July, as I've written here. The 1st of July. This one's called Light Drama Action. I feel like I'm starting to sound like Glenn a bit with all my catchphrasey things, and
that's all right.
He comes up with all these things, doesn't he?
I could think of worse mentors.
It's true. Should we name some? No. So yeah, that'll be out the 1st of July. So if you're not on my mail list, go to tasphoto.com.au, sign up. You'll be notified when that next ebook comes out. The others are being flying out the door. Like each one's gone like 300 or 400 copies of each one. It's ridiculous. So
fantastic.
Hopefully they're helpful. People are feeding back pretty well, but I haven't had any official feedback yet. But
okay. Well, I must say I haven't downloaded them yet, but I will. I do intend to, and I do intend to have a look over them if they're still available, or are they all gone?
They're available forever now.
Forever,
free. Don't pay anything. That's just my way to give back to the community.
Cam, enjoy your time in Sydney. Next time I see you in the flesh, we'll be in Adelaide. On our way to Kangaroo Island. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. We may even, if we get the chance, do a face-to-face podcast with a live studio audience of one, being probably Cheryl. Well, let's see if we can do one at Remarkable Rocks. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we could do one. Are you bringing your little GoPro, little DJ?
You know it.
Yeah, we could definitely do one there. Have you got mics? You got mics?
Yes, I do. I have mics.
So actually, by the time this comes out, we probably won't be too far away from catching up anyway.
That's true.
I will be probably seeing you in a day or two from when this comes out.
It's crazy how these things roll around. It's absolutely nuts. But I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm actually I'm now starting to think that I will drive over via Robe in South Australia, on the south coast down there, through the Coorong. I just want to have a day or two just sort of shooting that area and cruising. So I don't want to be in a mad rush to get across there. So
you're in a mad rush to get out of there.
Sorry?
You're in a mad rush to get out of there.
Yeah, but I've got a reason for that, and it's golf.
It's golf, yeah.
My priorities. No one listens this far, Cam. We can say whatever we like.
Yeah, we can say whatever. Like your golf day coming up, so I got to book flights for that too. So that looks
That
really
is
good.
September 13.
Yeah, 20 is a 20-year anniversary one. Is it 20 or 25?
20.
20.
It's my
I think
20.
I think I'm due to win.
Well, you haven't won it for a couple of years now.
Well, it took a couple of years to get the embroidery done properly, but that's okay.
Hey,
I'm not hurt about that. This gentleman, I won his golf tournament, and he gives a gold jacket like they do, and everyone's name over the last 15 years or so all had beautiful embroidery all down the back. Mine was stuck on with my name was stuck on a bit of paper and a bit of gaffer tape for what, 2 years, 3 years?
I wanted to leave it there for the whole rest of time, but
yeah,
no, it's on there now, mate. It's there. It looks at, and it's much sought after. That it's much spoken of, that jacket. It's sort of become, if you play a golf tournament for 20 years with roughly the same group of friends, people come and go. I understand that, but it's the conversation turns to more to whose name's not on the jacket,
not on the jacket, yeah,
rather than the names that are on there. So the jackets has become quite the talking point, and this will be the 20th anniversary of the jacket. So
the funny thing about that jacket is it fits everyone and it looks great on everyone. I don't know how you've done that.
I know.
Good old 70s.
One size fits most.
That's right. Yes. So
everyone loved the callback. All right, this has been episode 192 of the Down South Photo Show. We will join you sometime down the track. Keep an eye out for the short vid that I shot from Sunrise the other day. That'll come up at some point if it hasn't already. And Cam, enjoy yourself in New South Wales and South Australia. And
thanks.
We will see you for episode 193 sometime in the near future. Say goodbye, Cameron.
Goodbye, Cameron. We've got 7 to go before the double ton. That's pretty good.
Look at us go. All right. Bye for now.
Bye now.